Okay, my beautiful friends. Yes, I goofed this morning. I did say Sunday. Duh. Duh. I was just testing you. No, no. I really did. I did screw that up. You see, for this guy to function at any kind of a, well, what would be perceived as a normal level, I need coffee. I need high doses of coffee. This morning, obviously, I did not have enough of a dose of coffee. So, my brain kind of hadn't engaged as of yet. And I did say, duh, Sunday. But it is Friday. Yes. And thank you for those of you who, caught that over there. So yes, post-market wrap up on this Friday. Did I say Friday? December 30th, 2022. Last trading day of the year. I can't say it's been too lovely. As a matter of fact, let's touch on a few things here. We had a stock market in aggregate that really didn't do so damn good. Bond investors, well, they got buried pretty much. Interestingly enough, though, in light of all this, and this isn't going to be a surprise to you, at least I don't think so, but the energy sector was still the best performing part of this freak show market here. Speaking of that, WTI crude is now over $80 a barrel. And look, here's the story. And I want you to look this up for yourself. Okay, don't take my word for a damn thing. And this doesn't mean that, well, let me just say what I want to say. These hedge funds here, these Wall Street hedge funds who have like more money than most people on the planet times a lot here, they're betting pretty heavy on energy moving forward. All right, so you already know how this has played out. We had soaring energy prices this lovely year. Then we had a lull, came down. I don't think it's going to last, and I've been telling you this for a while. Now it seems that my perspective is getting picked up by these Wall Street hedge funds here who are putting some pretty big bets in that energy is going to climb. Now, look, this also plays into, well, what you and I already know. Do you think, honestly, let's talk, right? We're friends, you and I. Some of you have been with me for a very, very long time. All right. Do you believe that there is a chance, even a small one, that some kind of relief is going to come for the people of the world, not just the people here in the United States, with regard to energy prices, other than this low we've just had? I don't think so. Let's talk about other than the debt market, which you all understand is the driver of the global economy. It's the driver of global stock markets. Okay. What's the root cause and the real reason behind this global inflationary event that we're all stuck in? Well, one thing should come to mind. And what is that? Currency devaluation. Currency devaluation. Look, I'm not the only guy who's been kind of ringing that bell for a while either. See, it's an interesting concept. If you talk to like the average guy, the average girl about how prices are rising, they don't connect the dots. The dots being it's the currency itself that is losing purchasing power. And henceforth, it takes more of the currency and whatever you're transacting it anywhere in the world to obtain the same thing that, let's say, a few years ago cost you a lot less because the currency itself had more purchasing power on a relative strength basis. And this is no surprise, people, to you or to anybody who follows this blog. We have watched the U.S. dollar on a relative strength basis. I'm going to keep saying this, gain. But what does that mean? It just means that the U.S. dollar, for now, and probably will for a while, unless something major happens here, like a global world war, remain the prettiest belle at the ball. So when you see, for example, I know this is kind of complicated, but if you see, for example, the relative strength of the dollar or the Dixie moving higher, that does not mean, okay, because I get questions about this all the time. This does not mean that the dollar is, it's stronger and I can go out and I'll get more from my currency. Now, no, it doesn't mean that whatsoever. It means compared to other currencies, okay, on a comparative basis, the dollar has gotten stronger. But collectively, people, central banks are on a mission, and it's obviously working, to destroy the purchasing power of their respective currencies. Okay, and there's another reason behind that. When you look at something like this, you have to say, okay, what else is underneath that? What's lying under it? Okay, so let's put this into a perspective as well. What is central banks hell bent on doing? All right, well, inflating. You all know that. Issuing more currency, period. So to a central bank, this is perfect. It fulfills what their goal is, to continue to issue more of their currency, the units of debt, in insane amounts. You understand? And doing so devalues the currency. If you look at the overall pool, if you took every central bank in the world, okay, and you threw all their currency, no matter what currency it might be, into a big pool, every bit of currency now that is added to that pool from whatever central bank dilutes the overall pool, and subsequently you get a loss of purchasing power or a currency devaluation. Now, I can promise you, and I think, look, this should be a no-brainer, and I would love to hear your take on it. Do you believe, are you ready? Here's the question, so get ready to, write to me, okay? Do you believe that there's even a slight chance that central banks are going to stop devaluing their currency? Do you believe that's going to happen? In other words, do you believe that by some miracle, all of a sudden, in whatever currency you transact in around the world, all of a sudden you're going to start, getting more for your money, for your currency? You understand? To me, the answer is a glaring, across the freaking sky, no. There's no way, in Greg Mannarino's opinion, and this is just my opinion, all right? I want to hear yours, that central banks are going to stop devaluing their currency. So what could we expect? Let's look at gold and silver this year, okay? Let's reflect a little bit on this freak show of the year 2022. Gold and silver have done very, very well, okay? These are real money. They have gold and silver. Look, I'm going to show you again. Dropping it all over the place. You see that? Gold and silver. These have been real money for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. When you have some freak, some central banker tell you, go out of their way to say that gold and silver are not real money, well, come on, you laugh, right? Of course, because they believe that what they're issuing, a central bank's product, that's real money. It's real money. It's not real money, okay? Everything is credit or debt other than these. You understand? And that's central bank's product. It's debt. What are they doing? They're issuing it through this door. They're buying it back through another door. You know this. This mechanism, massively inflationary, is not going to stop. It's also going to continue to devalue the currency moving forward. So whatever numbers they want to flash across your screen regarding inflation and the data, it's all bullshit, horse shit, and every other kind of freaking shit in the world you can think about. It's all crap. It's all lies. It's all propaganda. It's all propaganda. Okay? And I honestly, I follow, obviously, the mainstream outlets. I want to see who and what they parade out there to speak, to open their freaking pie holes, to try to sell you some kind of lie. And it's astonishing to me how people can sit there and watch that crap. It's just all shit. You know what I'm saying? I think you get that. Anyway, so with that's where we stand here. And I believe that I would be willing to bet that 9 out of 10 of you, maybe even more than that, believe what I'm saying, that currency devaluation is going to get worse. It's going to accelerate moving forward. It's not getting any better. It's not. And again, it goes back to what central banks are going to do. They're determined. Central banks are determined to fulfill their ultimate goal. What is the ultimate goal of every single central bank on this earth? None more so than the Federal Reserve. Why? Because the U.S. dollar is the world reserve currency. You understand? To fulfill their end game, they need to become the lender and buyer of last resort. And this is what they're doing here. And they're going to use any mechanism possible. They're going to take our so-called leaders and turn them into puppets. Every single one of them. And they're going to have these things, okay, be paraded out on national television to tell you some kind of tale about why we need these amount of trillions of dollars in spending and why we need to spend tens of billions and hundreds of billions over to support a war that's expanding is going to keep on going, or we have to fund this project or that project, but they can't tell you the truth. You're not going to find a single politician to tell you the truth that they must do this. It's what is required by the debt-based economic model, the debt-based system, which is run 100% by central banks. And it's their interest that they have in mind, not yours and not mine. Okay, like I said, these politicians, they're all multimillionaires. You think they're even on the same page as you are? You think they know what it feels like to have to struggle to pay bills? No. Not at all. They have no conception of it at all. They're in a distorted reality because they're all getting kickbacks from everything you could possibly imagine and payoffs. You hear about this new, I'm not even going to mention it, this Zelensky BlackRock connection here. Are they going to rebuild the country? I mean, you got to be kidding me. You know how much cash is being made over there? How much of it's really going to help the people? How much of it do you think? A fraction of a fraction? Of a fraction? Yes, that's exactly my thought too, and I think we're all on the same page with this. Anyway, I made a mistake earlier, and let me just correct this. Other than this Friday, Sunday brain screw up here, this lovely freak show doesn't get started until Tuesday. Monday, this market is closed for observance of New Year's, so you will not see this face on Sunday. You'll see me on Monday for my markets a look ahead. And we're going to do what we usually do. We sit back, we take all this in, we try to come up with the most likely situations. Sometimes we're going to be wrong, sometimes we're going to get it right. But I think for the most part we got it here. The macro is, we're pretty much dead on. Anyway, we did get some economic news today, and this is lovely too. So the Chicago PMI, Purchasing Managers Index here, is a measure of economic activity. Well, if you were to turn on, again, Bloomberg's, Fox Business, they're doing cartwheels. Oh, it came up. It's higher. But what they're not telling you is it's still showing that the economy is in contraction. You're not allowed to know this. That's the other big lie. The world economy is contracting at its fastest pace in history. But you see the lies, the distractions, the deceptions, the propaganda must be thrown in your face. And this is why we can afford to spend trillions of dollars and spend it on this and do this, that, and the other freaking thing. You know what we got to do, people? What has this guy been telling you for a decade? We need a revolution. We need a revolution here. Our forefathers would be rolling over or probably rotating in their graves right now, looking at what we've allowed to happen. Don't you think it's time we took this back, took our country back, took the world back? It's central banks. It's not the Democrats. It's not the Republicans or whatever label they want to put on whatever they want to do. This is a deception mechanism. It's look here, don't look here. It's the central banks. They control the financial system. They fund it all. So they're the ones. They're the puppet masters. You understand? Everything else is dog shit. Everything else is just a means to an end to keep these people mad at these people and these people hating these people, and the blame game. It's all dog shit. Once you could snap out of that, you're going to be a lot better off, honestly. And this whole distraction right now, there's something else going on with President Trump here, with them, releasing his tax returns. I think, first of all, it's a travesty. That's just my take on it here. They're using this to weaponize the system. Focus on what they're doing to this guy, okay? First of all, I'd be willing to bet, and I could be wrong on this, and I'm probably going to take a lot of heat. I bet you that President Trump did everything right, okay? If he used what the tax code allowed him to do, to take advantage of whatever it is on his taxes. You're trying to tell me you wouldn't do that? I would do it. Okay? I don't want to pay a single dime to this corrupt system more. Then they're going to suck out of me anyway. But it's a distraction. It's a deception. They use these things, okay? It's going to be flashed across the media outlets. You're going to have discussions about this and discussions about that. And people riveted to the screen while something else is going on here in the background. That's something else is going to be like I've been told you this whole time. Currency devaluation. And we haven't seen anything yet. Anyway, what else did I want to tell you about, people? I think that's it. There's nothing more else to say. I'm glad this year is behind us here. I'm not saying it's going to get any better moving forward. You and I have the tools at our disposal to know where things are going to go here. I have explained to you at length, especially as of late, I don't like the action that we're seeing here in the global bond market. This sell-off here, it seems to have slowed over the last couple of days. The MMRI staying about 250. It's not in a lovely place at all. It's not pretty. It's ugly. We're in a high risk environment. We know where the red line is. That's 300. We know this because of the action that was taken the last time it crossed 300 with Nick the Pig and Mary Daly, and oh yeah, everything's going to be fine. And then the MMRI cratered, global bond yields. But look, this action here that we just got out of the Bank of Japan buying record amounts of debt bonds, I think central banks are going to do this moving forward. And let me ask you, what do you think the effect of that is? You think it's going to slow down inflation here? No. Do you think it's going to slow down currency devaluation? No. It's going to accelerate it. You all know that. You all know this. Look, I would have to say 2022, you and I, we're doing the right thing. All right, we're out here where we have a platform, a big platform. There's a lot of people here, a lot all over the world who participate and get involved, commenting and interacting with each other, and that's what this is all about: raising awareness. Raising freaking awareness. All right, look, so as I said, you're not going to see me till Monday. All right, Monday. Today's Friday, Sunday, New Year's Day. So Monday, market's closed, but you're going to see me from my lovely, of course, Marcus, a look ahead here. People, look, I can't stress this to you enough. Please be safe over this weekend. There's some really freaky people out there that don't give a damn about nothing, are irresponsible people on the road here who are willing to take your life, the lives of your family members, your children, your dogs. They don't care. All right. So stay safe. Try to stay in. Don't drive. Let these freaks do what they got to do out there. I hope nobody loses their life. Unfortunately, there's going to be some. There are some. I want you to think about this. There are some people, maybe even watching this video blog right now, that are going to lose their lives on New Year's Eve as the roads get taken over by people who have no. They don't care. They don't care. And I hate that, because you and I, we care a lot about each other. And with that said, I want you to bring it in. Bring it in. You ready? Love each other. Care about each other. Be charitable. People, this guy loves you a lot from the heart. I mean it with all I got. We are a team. We're a family. All right? I'll see all of you Monday. I hope I'm not screwing this up again. And just let's think about these things. Let's continue to support each other. We got to do it. We got to do it. All right. And I don't know what else to say other than I'm going to miss all of you until Monday. And I mean that. And that's it. This guy here loves you. Truly. I'll see you.